Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. I've got some co-workers today. It is extremely windy today, and I'm basically on standby, on call to, deploy generators or respond to downed trees, all that sort of stuff. So I decided, let's just do kind of like a new little thing here. A day in the life of a independent contractor. Today obviously is not your real typical day, because your typical day most time your boots on the ground performing work. I just spent the last 3 hours in the morning throwing together some quotes, sending some invoices out, dealing with some ongoing jobs, contacting other contractors to see how they're making out on things, all that sort of stuff. Because I do have to subcontract quite a bit of work out, so I have to deal with that aspect of it too. So the morning I spent 3 hours, doing the non-fun part, the paperwork part, which is just as important as getting the work done. And I posted an ad on social media last night about snow removal, because we are starting to get forecasts of snow in the weather in our weather down here. So of course, as soon as you start to get some chance of flurries and whatnot, people who haven't made arrangements for snow removal yet start to get excited, and I had quite a few people respond. So I'm going out right now and checking out some of those locations and give them a price on what it's going to cost for the season, or what it's going to cost per plow type thing. So that's what we're doing right now. And like I said, it's extremely windy. We are getting like between 50 and 65 mile per hour winds here today and last night. Started last night around midnight. There are a few power outages, but nothing too crazy yet. And the restoration times are pretty good, so I haven't been called out yet. But I figured I'd take you along and sort of show you, what I'm up to today, what is involved in throwing together some quotes, how I sort of do it. And I'm sure people are interested. They're at their jobs where everyone's always thinking about starting their own business. It's just what we do. We always want to work for ourselves if we can. Obviously, if you can make someone rich, why not make yourself rich? But I can tell you, there's no downtime whatsoever. When you leave your 9-to-5 job and you get home from work, now I know emails and texting and stuff makes people way too accessible these days from work. I know some countries over in Europe, they actually don't even allow it. Once you leave work, you're done. Your bosses cannot contact you. So, you're off work, you're off work. I know over here, it's all about, getting the job done. And we end up working way more hours than what we get paid for. And it sucks. Like, it's, back in the day before cell phones and emails and all that, if you needed someone that bad, you'd have to go to their house and get them. Now, it's not really like that. So you're always accessible. There's my buddy going with the platinum. You're always accessible, which is no good. I know that's the way for my wife. My wife her phone's going off all the time. She gets home, generally between 5:30 and 6. Some nights she has to work late, but her phone's going off all night, all morning, and it's there, so she checks it, and she ends up sending an email or making a phone call. But anyway, getting back to being your own provider. So there is no downtime whatsoever, especially with what I'm doing, because I'm 24-hour response. So there honestly is no downtime. I could be called out at any point in time. I spent Christmas Day last year deploying generators. I got called out at like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon Christmas Day. I was at my sister's. We were having our lunch, and it was extremely windy. One of our worst windstorms we've had since Hurricane Juan. And I spent the next 2.5, 3 days deploying generators. So from the December 25th basically to December 28th, I was working. A couple nights I stayed in a hotel. The first night I stayed in a hotel in Yarmouth, and basically the only people there was me and Nova Scotia Power employees. I checked in my hotel at around 2:30 in the morning, and 3 o'clock I woke up, my heater in my room caught on fire. It was sparking, and electrical fires stink, that's for sure. Anyone that's ever witnessed one. So that sucked. But you know, your typical day, you know, you get home from work and you work. So if I get home from being boots on the ground, actually doing the work, then most of the time it's time to arrange work for tomorrow, or arrange work for next week, or, you know, contact contractors, send out quotes, do up invoicing, you know, payroll, HST, taxes, all that stuff. And my wife does the books for us. So when she gets home from her job, which she works a lot of hours, she works for us too. So it's tough. It can be really, really tough. And you got to try to find that balance of personal and you know, work life, where we both sort of work for our company. So our personal life, in a lot of ways, I mean, there's no way around it, it has suffered. So you got to keep that in mind too, guys. If you do decide to go start your own thing, just take a good hard look and give it a lot of thought before you pull the trigger. Now, do I regret starting this company? Absolutely not. It's brought me home, because I was working out west, so I was flying in, flying out of camp. It's brought me home. It's done a lot of great things for us. You know, you take advantage of the opportunities you're given. I was given a good opportunity, not given a good opportunity, but a good opportunity came along, and I jumped on it. And I've never said no. I've never said no to work. I've never said no to an opportunity. I've never once said no. If one of my guys, or one of the companies that I deal with, contact me and tell me, hey, is it possible for you to have someone here in 5 hours? We have an issue here. Is it possible for you to take care of this? I say yes every time. Yes, 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 yes. That's what you have to do, because there's always other people and other companies out there that would be willing to jump on that opportunity if you don't. So don't think you're going to start your own company and just sit around and rake the money in and enjoy things. It's not like that. You need to work your ass off in order to make it happen. So I said that I never say no to anything. It's because I know that I can make it happen. I know some way I'll figure out to make everybody happy and everything happen. And one thing that people do wrong is that they overpromise and underdeliver. And that's something that you never want to do, and you never want to be known for. You can't take on too much by yourself and by your own company that you're not making anybody happy. You're doing, you know, you're sort of doing half-ass jobs. You're not showing up on time. You're not delivering on time. You can't do that. Your name is gonna just be no good whatsoever. No one's gonna want to work with you. So, like I said, I subcontract a lot of work out, so the customer deals with me directly. But if I need to, I have contractors that I can contact, and I can make that happen. So, if you're gonna learn anything from what I'm telling you, that's a big key thing right there. Never overpromise and underdeliver. Never. So during that windstorm that I was talking about, Christmas Day, this beach down here got absolutely destroyed, and it wasn't the first time. The road was completely gone. I actually have a video up. I think it's called Driving F-250 After Windstorm Damage. And this road has been completely torn up a couple times now, and if you watch the video and now look at it, they've actually done something smart, something I actually mentioned, that they needed to create a bigger breakwater and move the road further back, and that's actually exactly what they've done. So they've actually moved the road back to where the parking lot area was, and they didn't pave it. So the road actually used to be out here, and the parking lot was back here. So they've actually rerouted it, and they have a much larger breakwater now than what they did before. So it should last a lot longer than what it did before. But I just thought, you know, I'd show you that beautiful scenery here. I figured I'd show you that while we're out. We just passed the first place that I'm looking at. I'm looking at for snow removal, and you know, this was kind of on the way, so I figured I'd stop in and show you. So yeah, we're in Nova Scotia. This is called Queensland Beach. It's a very nice spot, very nice beach, very busy, very popular. But yeah, she's pretty rough, but the tide's low right now, so that helps. So here's the first location. So I'm actually going to be plowing this spot here too, but the reason why I'm here is for this big house office thing here. So they want snow removal and just property services for the whole year. They just kind of want to pay like one price and get it over with. So the snow removal is not bad. It's that deck up there that has to be shoveled off, and the steps. It's going to take some time, and a lot of time. And directly across is the ocean. So we're going to get some crazy wind drifts and stuff up there. So you got to keep that in mind when you're quoting these things. And this place wants like spots opened up during storms all day long, steps shoveled off, you know, all that sort of stuff. So the lawn mowing and whatnot, that's pretty straightforward, pretty easy. You know, probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours, lawn mow, whipper snip, clean it up, sort of stuff like that. The plowing, you know, half an hour or so, we'll get it cleaned up pretty good. But then the shoveling's gonna take, you know, at least an hour or so, and then it needs to be salted. So and keep that in mind. So we'll get on the road and I'll talk about how I sort of do my quotes a bit, and you can see if you agree or disagree, if you like it or what. Okay, so typically the way that I do my snow removal quotes now, since 4 years ago we had a really crazy winter here, and a lot of guys lost a lot of money because they handed out quotes and contracts, and we got so much snow all in like a stretch of 2 weeks. There's nowhere to put it, so removing it, you had to spend so much time and money to actually remove the snow. It's not just plowing, but removing it. So now typically what happens is, that's a commercial property and they want the price for the season. So I basically take my hourly rate and I figure out how long it's going to take me to do that, you know, shoveling, salting, how much salt I'm going to use, shoveling, and I base it on like 15 snow events for the year. So I figure out how long it's going to take me to do that place, and I'm going to times that by 15 basically. So we do like a 200 centimeter thing here pretty much. So 200 centimeters during the season. 15 snow events is like 13.3 centimeters per snow event. And there's a few websites you can use that you can track your centimeters of snow for the year. And then once you hit that 200 centimeters, then it's this price per centimeter. So then you got to break it down. Okay, that average event was this much based on 13.3 centimeters of snow. So then you got to calculate and figure out, okay, this is how much it actually costs per centimeter to do your property. That way it saves you as the contractor, because you're not locked into a year-round price and this is the price, this is what it is, no matter what. Yes, you can make money that way. Last year we had a pretty easy winter, and we didn't reach 200 centimeters, so you know, you could have made money the old way without having the per centimeter price on top of that. but you want to save your butt. You want to protect yourself, because the whole reason why we're in this is to make money. We're not in this to lose money. So just, that's how I do it. Keep that in mind. I'm sure there's other ways out there, better ways maybe, but generally the guys that I talk to around here, that's typically how we do it. So we're just rolling up on the next location here, and I'm happy to see that it is a paved driveway. It's fairly long. There is some spots where I can push the snow away. Garage, a couple garages, but yeah, no problems here. I can definitely push the snow in front of their camper, because I won't be using that, and back drag it away from the garages, and I'd say push it some in there and some out here. Come in and push a lot of it out. I can probably, if it's not too much snow, I can back in and push a lot of it out here off to the sides to keep as much snow as I can away from their house. So yeah, I mean, I can definitely back in as long as it's not too bad, and I can come out and I can push it off to the side here. All kinds of room, and you know, lift the blade so I don't damage their grass too much. And this should be pretty good. Very happy to see that it is asphalt. So I have a couple other driveways in this area, so obviously where I won't be making a special trip, it won't be too bad of a price. You know, that's like a $50-$55 driveway. So it's not too bad for me, and it should work out for them too. So I'll send that off later on and see if they're okay with that. So, question for you folks. I had a guy yesterday commented, and he asked me if I ever thought about selling my company hats online through the channel, you know, whatnot. And you know, I thought maybe down the road, if the channel grew pretty good, then I would think about it, because it would obviously make more sense then, with a lot more people even watching the videos, seeing what's going on, hopefully enjoying the content. But I guess my question to you is, do you want me to make these available to you guys now? Because I mean, I certainly can. I would probably have to sell them for somewhere between $40 to $45. That way I can include shipping. They are flex fit hats. They're nice hats. Right now I have them in white lettering, blue lettering, and orange, but I can get them in any color. Any suggestions are good. I think the next ones I do, I might get some in the lettering and camo. So be black hats, lettering and camo. But you know, here's the hats. Probably has dog hair on it. You know, they're flex fit, and they're small, medium, and large, extra large. I wear small, medium. I just sent a hat off to the guy who won the 500 subscriber, Jake. Jake, your hat is on the way. Like I said yesterday, I think they told me somewhere between right around 5 business days. So it's heading to North Carolina, and you'll get it soon. But hey, just, you know, let me know if you want them available, then right on. If not, then we'll wait. Either way, I'm cool. I'm down. I'm good to go with whatever. Alright guys, we're rolling up on the last place here to check out today. This is it right here. Another very straightforward driveway. Unfortunately, it is gravel, but you know, you can't get asphalt every time. But again, there's lots of room off to the side up there where his green bin is to push the snow, back drag it from in front of his garage. You know, you can push some off to the side here. There's a rock wall there though, a little rock thing. No room on this side, so pretty much have to push it in and then push it off to the side. So that's how I'm gonna do that one. You know, this is a $40–45 driveway, and this one, you know, you want to keep in mind it is gravel, so you want to tell them that there's going to be a chance they're going to have some gravel on their lawn. So spring cleanup would not be included. That would be an extra. You know, the snowplow guy can't help that. So yeah, that's that one. So let's head home and do up some quotes and stuff. So I will tell you guys that I do try to do as much commercial work as absolutely possible. I don't do very much residential work at all. Really, pretty much the only residential work that I do is snow plowing. I did do a few jobs this year though with the mulcher. Some guys had some wood roads, some old wood roads. I cleared a couple lots, a few things, but I don't do much residential. And it's not that I don't like to do it, it's just that you can end up wasting a lot of time driving around looking at work. A lot of times people are just looking to get prices to see what things cost, and then they might decide to do it themselves, or they shop around for the cheapest absolute price. And a lot of times I may not be the cheapest price, but because, you know, I have new reliable equipment, I'm a reliable contractor, and I do quality work. That's what I pride myself on. I'm not driving around in an old beat up truck with no insurance, you know, and getting cash money. That's not what I'm doing. I have all my proper insurances. I have, like I said, new reliable equipment. I have all that stuff. So, you know, you might pay a little bit more, but you're gonna get a quality job done. And if something happens, I have the insurance to cover it. So another thing I like to do, especially with snow removal, is before I start the year, I always take photos of the houses or of the buildings or the parking lots or whatever, of any damages that are done before I start. Because there are a lot of honest people out there, and that will try to take advantage of other people. And they might say that you damaged something that you didn't. So keep that in mind. As nice as what people might seem like, cover your butt. Always cover your butt. Take photos of any damage before you do the work. You know, after you do the work, just to cover your butt. I mean, document that stuff. It's all a good idea to do that. But anyway, guys, so we're heading home now. I do have more paperwork to do. I had to get out of the house because my wife's working from home today, and she had a very important meeting that she couldn't be interrupted with. And the dogs right now, with how windy it is outside, stuff's blowing around, beating against the house and whatnot, and they're getting excited and they're barking and they're getting on our nerves. And I had things to do anyway, so I'm gonna head home now, continue to work on the actual admin work that I was already started working on. I'm gonna throw these prices together and send off to the customers, see if they like what they see. If they like what they see, then I'll add them to my book. You know, start creating a schedule, a routine that works out best. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna head home and take care of all that stuff. If you like these little videos, you know, let me know. I think they're kind of cool. Just give you an idea of what a day-to-day thing is for, you know, a guy on their own, a guy working for themselves. Like, I think it's pretty neat. So yeah, you guys have a great day. Please like and subscribe if you liked the video. If you didn't, you know, right on. Again, I really appreciate all the comments and the dialogue. It's all been very informative to hear your guys' experiences, as well as people are telling me that they've learned a lot from what I'm telling them on certain things. So, you know, that's cool, that's nice. Hopefully the channel grows, but if it doesn't, whatever. I'm still going to keep making videos because I really enjoy just the conversations that I'm having with you guys. So, take care, have a great day everybody, and I'll see you on the next one.